Hello and welcome to my channel, The Conservative Lens. You could call me Rorschach. So you might be sitting there with a few questions in your mind, such as have I kidnapped anyone lately? How much would it cost to have my family returned? Have I robbed a convenience or grocery store recently? And the answer to those questions is no, I haven't kidnapped anyone. Ransom is free, but donations will be appreciated anyway. And I haven't robbed a convenience or grocery store, at least nothing that's held up in court. And no, I'm not part of the Squid Game either. This video will serve as an introductory video to the channel, so we'll be talking a bit about why this channel exists and what I aim to do with it. And so the reason why this channel exists is that I lately believe that the left is in control of the cultural narrative. It's in control of where our culture is heading. The left controls the assumptions for any debates, the frames of reference for any discussions, and they control the cultural narrative. And this means that our culture is heading in the direction where the left wants us to head, and I believe this to be a bad thing. I don't want to live in some globalized superstate with an all-powerful world government where we have no freedoms or rights, no individual liberties or rights. This is not where I want to live, and this is where I'm concerned the left is leading us. And so this is the reason for the existence of the channel. And why do the cultural narratives and assumptions matter? Well, what the left has been able to do is by repeating statements in the media over some time and getting experts to spout these theories over time. Over the past couple of years, people come to accept them as true. This is without needing any scientific evidence or scientific inquiry. This just gets bypassed in favor of things that the people believe because the media says so. And examples of these things are things like gender theory, critical race theory. So both of these, if you ask me, quite loony theories have come to be accepted as true. And this has happened just because they've been repeated by the media over enough time. So now if you debate these things, you're seen as racist or homophobic or transphobic or sexist or whatever insulting adjective, whatever critical adjective you want to use there. That's what you are if you dare to even want to discuss these issues. So now that we're unable to discuss these issues, we're unable to have any real meaningful discussions about them. And this means that we are not in control of where our culture is heading. Our culture is heading solely in the direction of where the left and the liberals want us to lead. And this is partly been enabled by the scapegoating of conservatives in the right wing as I said, conservatives, racists, sexists, homophobes, etc., etc. This is what we are seen as. And I think this is a very, very bad thing. They've basically demonized a lot of the population of the planet, considering that, while Biden may have won the most recent US election, Trump still got, I think, if I remember correctly, 74 million votes, which is huge. But maybe we'll have a look at those numbers in a future video. So I'm going to close off this video by saying by restating what I want to do with the channel, and that's basically that I want to analyze and examine some of these issues and these cultural issues that occur today and make them a bit more visible and a bit more clear to the people who are watching the channel so that we can understand what's going on. Because I think that only when you can understand what the left is doing, what the liberals are doing, what this giant machine is doing, only then do you have a hope of stopping it and reversing it and changing course. I believe that for the good of everyone, we need the right to be more in control of where our culture is going. Now, I will say that I don't believe that the right should be solely in control. I think that there needs to be a balance between the left and the right for meaningful discussions to take place, for advances for civil rights and technology and all of that. I think it is important for there to be a dialogue. The problem is I don't think there is a dialogue at the moment. It's just, the left and the right are becoming increasingly polarized, and with the left being in control, I think the right is growing increasingly frustrated with the fact that the voices are not being heard, they're being censored by the media. Anything they say gets shouted down as being racist or sexist or transphobic or homophobic, as I said before. And I don't think this is being conducive to the kind of debate that we'd like to have. It's just getting more and more acrimonious. So let's hope that we can change some of that, and let's hope that we can stop being so reactionary, because that is one of the things that I think is a problem, is that if you look at right-wing and conservative media, it's very reactionary at the moment. It's all reacting to what the left is doing. So the right is not coming up with its own talking points, it's just reacting to things that the left is doing. So anytime the left does some crazy critical race theory thing or crazy gender theory thing, the right will come up with a video mocking this or highlighting this, which is all important to know about. It's important for us to be informed of what's happening today. The problem is that these reactionary things are still leaving the left in control of where we're going. So hopefully we can become a bit less reactive over time and start coming up with our own narratives. One of the important things that we need to answer is that I think that we need to think about is, if there was a young uninformed voter who didn't know whether to vote for the left or the right, how would we market to the right? How would we market the right to them? How would we tell them that right-wing is the noble choice, the good choice, without mentioning the left at all, without mentioning critical race theory, without mentioning gender theory? I think this is a question that we have to answer. So that question and others like it will be what I'll be exploring in my video series, and I really hope that you'll be along for the journey. And if you did like this video, you'd be doing me a huge favor if you liked and subscribe. As everyone knows, channels that are just starting out face a really difficult time getting up there, so a like or a subscription to my channel means a lot more to me than it would to most others. So hope to see you again soon. Thank you very much.